So unlucky for me and my wallet, a geek shop has opened up in Chesterfield, right next to where I work. So I'm going to go and have a look around, have a snoop, see what they've got in there at Gatecrash here in Chesterfield. First steps into the store, and like one of the things that grabs you straight away is the size of the Funko wall. I mean, there's Funkos from every single walk of life, and to be fair, when you go into certain places, I don't know if you've seen it yourself. You walk in, and they will have one or two collections of Funkos. I get a little bit lost in the sauce while I'm looking at them, but this is like a complete and utter collection. And if you are looking for Funkos, you're normally looking for one or two. You're not looking for one set that one place is having him. But wow, I have been hunting for turtle Funkos for a while, and that's the Easter Bunny Leo. Sick. And again, not really a card collector, but there's plenty of stuff here for people to look through. This is just a Pokemon wall. Like, absolute madness how many Pokemon cards there are. And that's one of the things that put me off collecting cards, just the sheer amount. I'm an old school 151 guy. I'm an old school 151. And when they started making all sorts of others, it sort of lost me a little bit. I just found they've got some Japanese ones as well. So not only do they have full selections and full sets of cards to grab at from different sets, they're all marked up, they're all labelled, which is quite nice. Again, that structure for someone like me who's a little bit scatterbrained actually works, but plenty. I get lost. I get absolutely lost. There's far too many. I do like the fact that they've got binders out as well. There's nothing better than just having a flick through yourself and just having a look. Plenty of them out on the wall, which is a good place to have them, obviously. I know that sounds the most obvious thing for someone to say, but when they're on display, and then you can have a flick through the binders, and also a pile of cards that you can flick through at your leisure. I don't mind that. I like it when people interact and let you just have a dig around and have a look yourself. And when I say there's far too many, there's also binders to go through. And I have just been told that there's more binders, and thankfully, that's not going to be a selling point for me, but honestly, the world's gone mad when it comes down to Pokemon cards. There's too many, far too many. Now, about 15 years ago, I accidentally got into the world of Magic. I started playing Magic, I started collecting Magic, and it became a bit of an issue. I'm not saying that they were an intervention, but they could have been. But this is enough to maybe sneak me back in. Especially with the announcements of the next two sort of Magic decks that are coming out. Don't know if you've seen them. We've got Magic the Gathering Spider-Man and Magic the Gathering Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles releasing in March 2026, which is kind of sort of twisting my arm into getting and playing again. Always good for the normies to have hydration. You know me, I do it on my streams. I'm all about the hydration stations. So to have a monster fridge and some pop in there, always a good shout. It's quite early on a Sunday morning here, so I'm pretty lucky that there's no one in and I don't have to make an absolute moose of myself trying to talk on camera. But as you can see, there is loads of stuff in here. Most to suit every pocket and also every collector. I've seen so much that I like myself. Things like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff, which I'm pretty sure they get in to just mess with my wallet. Sealed packs. Now, when I was speaking to the owner of the store, the sealed packs are obviously impossible to get off. Because I asked him why he'd not got them out on display, and kinda it's one of those that the majority of places you'll lose them. If you get what I mean. I don't mean lose them. People will steal them. So they have to be sat in somewhere secure behind the counter, along with their very own mystery packs, which I thought were quite a nice idea to have something that people can just grab at from different sets. And it's nice. It's nice for the kids. If I'm going to be honest, I do understand where he's coming from. Being a dad myself, some kids will walk in, want about 1,000 packs, and it don't really go down that well, especially on mum and dad's pockets. So to have something like mystery packs is always a great idea. I've just found the shiny shinies though, which nice graded cards. But the thing is, at that kind of price, I know, being an imbecile myself, you normally look at a graded card and you think it's going to be hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Now, some of them are. I know that they've only got one in at the minute, which is that one, currently retailing. We'll sneak that away because I definitely can't afford that one. But to have some that are affordable. Now, one thing, it may show how naive I am when it comes down to coming into these stores, because I don't normally look for Pokemon cards. I don't normally look into that sort of side of it. But to have the affordable side, I really like that. I mean, like I said, I'm a dad. My kids love stuff like that, or they used to. They're now a little bit older. I suppose that time's going to come back round for them. But to have something that's a little bit more affordable and something that you can grab. I mean, don't get me wrong, all kids want a slab, all kids want something that's graded, and not all parents can afford that. So to have something that's like 15 quid, yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, but I quite like that. I do. Another thing that absolutely takes my attention away is the fact that there's all sorts of handmade stuff. Like there's some stuff in here like the bath bombs and the cups that are made by sort of a local manufacturer, and I absolutely love that. Most of these big chain stores will pick up anything and everything that you can pick up from every distributor, and what happens is everyone ends up having exactly the same stuff in their stores. And to have something that's a little bit different, do you know what? They smell delicious as well. They smell delicious, and there's a selection. But my honestly, my attention span is absolutely lost in this place. I hope you've enjoyed this tour around Gatecrash in Chesterfield. I will be returning to this store because there's always going to be new stuff dotting in, and maybe, just maybe, you'll see me grabbing something while I'm in here. But I will be doing more of these tours and having a look around some other places. I will be jumping into some charity shops, see if we can find some bargains and some collectibles that you might not be able to get on the high street. But for now, I'm Adam. This is my Retro Rewind, and I will catch you on the next one.